Hey guys, I'm Nina Zeta with Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, I want to talk about the types of content you must be creating, especially if you are an influencer or a creator or even just a small business. If you're on social media, then you know the importance of being strategic when it comes to your content. You know the importance of having a plan and not just kind of what I call shooting darts, right? We really want to know the type of content that we're going to create ahead of time, but the ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I think will give you a better look into different types of content that do really well and that people like to see. So that's what I'm going to be going over in today's video. Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you are kept up to date on all things influencer, creator, and social media. That's what we love to talk about here at Sidewalker. So first of all, before I share the type of content that you must create, I want to dive into the importance of being strategic in the first place. A lot of people that come to our channel are influencers, creators, and small businesses, right? And these are the type of humans that are really looking to use social to distribute their message, to make an impact, to drive sales, to work with brands, whatever the goals may be. And that's why a video like this is important, because the ideas that I'm going to share with you are going to be content ideas that you can integrate into your monthly calendars, right? And it's something that can help you like no longer feel stuck or feel frustrated, like what type of content should I post today? Now, of course, everything and any type of content needs to be focused on your niche. You need to make sure that is the clearest part of it all. The ideas I'm going to share with you today are not niche ideas, they're content ideas. So you need to have your niche in place so that you can create these ideas based off the market and audiences you're trying to serve. Now, if you don't know who your audience is and you don't have niche and you're still at that level, then definitely check out our niche course. This course will help creators drill down and help you find that niche so that you feel good about these ideas. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, the first type of content, and you may have guessed it, that you must be creating is content that adds value. Value being so many different things, right? I think oftentimes people think value as education. That's not always the case. Value can be, inspiration. It can be aspirational type of content. It can be humor. It can be, it can be educational, right? So I'm going to share with you guys just like an example of a piece of content that we created. And obviously when you know, again, you're human and the type of person you're creating content for, it makes this way easier. Now here I'm showing you a post that we've posted on Instagram, and it's all about media kits. Now, Sidewalker Daily, this is our thing, pitching to brands, helping creators work with brands, land brand deals. So it makes sense, right, that we would want to create an informational, educational style of post that's super value driven to help my audience, believe and trust and understand that we are experts in this space. So as you can see, we talk about, reasons why a media kit is important. It helps prove you're professional. It treats yourself as a business. We go in and give all the different reasons. And then at the end, we obviously talk about our pitching course, right? So you can still find ways to be valuable and push your bottom line. So if you're in a niche that is, fitness or fashion or beauty or whatever your niche may be, you want to create content that is value driven so that your audience, like that stranger, that person that doesn't know you, that person that finds you from an algorithm or from a hashtag or from a reel or however they find you, wants to stick around. Value is what gets strangers to stick around. And that's why it's so important. And that's why I'm starting off with this as my number one type of content idea that you need to be creating. Now, the second type of piece of content that you must be creating is content that involves storytelling. It is so important, especially on Instagram, in such a crowded place where there's so many things happening, that you create content that tells a story. People really want to feel connected to you. That is what's going to take a post from, a couple like 100 likes to a couple thousand, right? This is what transfers the engagement. This is what makes people feel connected to you. Not only will they start to like you because you give them value, when you start to storytell and incorporate that sort of method into the content, people feel a connection. So I'm going to share my screen right now and show you a good friend of ours, Allie Pierce, who I think does an amazing job of storytelling in our captions. And I'm just going to pick a photo. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Okay, hey friend, just checking in on you. How have you been feeling? If I'm being honest, this, that, the other. And then she kind of goes into, how she's feeling, what has been going on in her world, and letting people in, right? So She wants to end it by saying, I think it's important that we share these feelings. Here's my little update. Give me an update on you. And this is just, again, like an example of, she is telling about herself. She's opening up. She's letting people in. People, believe it or not, her little audience connects to that. That's what they want to learn because that's why they're following her, right? So make sure if you are a creator that you do incorporate that storytelling element because that's what people stick around for. Now, this third type of content, which I think helps you in a variety of ways, is create content that is trending in your industry, okay? So if you are, in your space and something popular happens, you want to be first to talk about it. This does really, really well for a variety of reasons. One, it helps, establish you as an expert, an authority in your niche because you're first to talk about something. Secondly, you're able to kind of leverage the virality of maybe that content. So like, okay, for us, Instagram is stuff that we talk about. So if Instagram makes an update, it's important that our team jumps and talks about this immediately, right? Because this is supposed to be our space. This is what our audience comes to us for. So on Instagram, you'll see us doing a lot of that type of information. We try to do things that are trending in our industry. And this is something that you guys should obviously do as well because one, people love it, and two, it does have that credibility factor and it just makes you that expert that you really already are. Now, if you're loving this video so far and you are not a part of our influencer resource library, if you are an influencer and a creator, you should totally sign up. I have tons of worksheets and guides and tons of great stuff for you. I'll leave the link below so that you can join our free resource library and get access to all those goodies. Okay, so the next type of content that you should absolutely be creating is content that drives anticipation. People love this. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Humans of New York account on Instagram and on Facebook, but they do this really, really well, and they break out their posts into part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. People love it. It drives anticipation. You're waiting to see what happens next. And that's very clearly linked to that storytelling concept that we talked about a little bit earlier, right? It's taking a big idea and breaking it into multiple segments. People love this. Content that drives anticipation does well, and it really builds that engagement and authenticity within your community. People love it. Now, another content idea that's really easy to do is showing people behind the scenes, right? This is something that anyone in any niche can do, whether you're a business, an entrepreneur, an influencer, coach, whatever you do, you can let people in on your everyday. Like, what are you working on? What are you doing? What's going on behind the scenes? I know I like to show up on stories every now and then and share with people what we're up to. So people, again, if you're looking for a content idea and you're fresh out of ideas, show people what you're working on, what's happening behind the scenes. And this works really well for like anyone, but I also see it a lot of times in companies, and small businesses, they don't really do this enough, and people want to see the processes and see how things look. It just gets people excited and they feel, again, more connected to you. Now, if you've made it this far and you're a creator, you're in luck because this tip is something I don't see creators doing enough of, and hopefully after you watch this video, you will. You need to start creating content that sells your services. Now, I know that yucky S word, sell, no one likes to do, especially when they're first starting out. Creators, I know, hate it. They don't want to feel like a salesman, they say, or a car salesman, and they hate selling. But here's the thing. If you're doing this as a business, or you're at least trying to make it, you need to sell your services. So I have influencers that want to work with brands. They are straight up saying on their Instagram and creating content, if you're a brand and you're looking for an ambassador, reach out. Or I have food influencers, right, that are selling courses on how to make, recipes or whatever. You have to sell your services. Now, if you're a brand watching this I'm sure is something you're already doing. And sometimes I tell my brand clients, okay, we need to scale it back because no one wants to follow an account that is always posting sales content. So obviously there is a balance, but if you are a creator and you do have services and you are looking, for work, you need to be very clear about that. So create content that sells your services. Now, another awesome idea, and this works really well on YouTube, on Instagram, anywhere, and it's similar to that, content that builds anticipation, is build content that's in a series. Now, series are great because, it can have each piece of content can have a beginning, middle, and end, and it really wraps up and ends nicely. So let's just say you're a travel creator and you're going to Canada and you want to do 6 videos or 6 posts or 6 whatever on a destination, you're almost creating a series of everything that you can do in that destination, right? And again, this can go for any niche, but when you create content that it's in series form, it adds anticipation, like just naturally, but also it's done really nicely because it's kind of like all wrapped up in a way that your audience can binge it. And that's what you want, you know, people to do with your content. You want them to consume it and like look forward to seeing the next episode. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's video on types of content that you must be creating. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Fuel my fire. Tell me what you think. I read all the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And if there's any types of content that we're missing and that you guys are doing and you think would help someone else, leave it in the comments so that we can all learn from each other. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in our next video.